On May 12, 2024, in its long tradition of presenting world-class music programs, both in New York City and around the world via high-definition video streaming, Trinity Church Wall Street hosted a classical concert featuring Novus NY, Trinity's new music orchestra. Entitled 20th Century Romantics, the Novus NY program included pieces by Anton Webern, Igor Stravinsky, and dedicated most of the program to George Enescu's Octet in C major. Although Enescu completed the Octet in 1900, its premiere took place in 1909 in Paris, conducted by the composer himself. Enescu found working on this composition extremely difficult and compared his risky endeavor to that of an engineer launching his first suspension bridge over a river. Novus NY and Trinity Church Wall Street have partnered in promoting and presenting 20th century and contemporary music, and also in the development of several major new works. Trinity Church Wall Street is located at 89 Broadway, opposite Wall Street, in the financial district of Lower Manhattan in New York City, and is a historic parish in the Episcopal Diocese of New York. The current church building is the third to be constructed for the parish and was completed in 1846. It was the tallest building in the United States until 1869 and the tallest in New York City until 1890. Trinity Church Wall Street is one of the main tourist attractions in New York City. Following the September 11 attacks, Trinity Church Wall Street provided comprehensive assistance to first responders and volunteers at Ground Zero. Romanian TV of New York attended the concert and had the opportunity to speak with the violinist and program curator, Katie Hune, and with Melissa Baker, the artistic planning director at Trinity Church Wall Street.
I'm going to ask Melissa a few questions about today's concert here at the Trinity Church, which had in program three unusual composers, actually for the large public, which we have Stravinsky and Enescu and Webern. And the program is a little bit, for me, strange, the title, because you say 20th Century Romantics, which
Right.
they are actually great innovators. So I would like to explain to me, Melissa, why did you choose these three composers and these three beautiful pieces that we heard today?
Sure. Well, 20th Century Romantics, the title actually came because we think of Webern, Stravinsky, and Enescu as innovators, as you said, but really these three pieces are romantic. They are completely passionate, they're vulnerable, they're transparent, and that's very romantic for composers that we think of for 20th century techniques. We think of 12-tone rows or, some of the styles that they kind of came up with, when in reality the sounds are just beautiful. And so I think calling it 20th century romantics was a way of resetting the bar. Of course you're going to hear innovation, but what you're also going to hear is beautiful and romantic music.
I was very moved listening to Enescu's piece, which I didn't hear before. And I would like you to tell me a little bit about the reason you picked up this piece, this particular one, which is in the program.
Well, Enescu was the reason for this program, and as much as I would love to take the credit, our concertmaster Katie Hune actually was the one who had decided to do Enescu. It's a piece that she's wanted to do for several years, and she thought no better group to do it together than Novus. The reason why you might not hear Enescu performed is because it's a really incredibly difficult piece.
It's like a piece for the third millennium.
It really is. It's a piece ahead of its time for sure. And in some ways, I feel like Enescu, maybe more than any other composer, perfected the octet. So you have Mendelssohn, where he almost sets the violin kind of against the other strings. But in this piece, really all 8 parts are independent and difficult, and they each have their own story to tell. And so not only is it a gorgeous piece and does it set the bar in many ways, but then you also need 8 incredible musicians who can perform together, who can perform at the highest level. And so that was why I think Katie wanted to bring this to Novus, because we have such an incredible roster of musicians who are so dedicated to music making at the highest level that this is the home for this piece, and this is also a piece that we wanted to give to the world.
This is hyper-romantic music, so all the expressions are exaggerated, they are extreme. Enescu uses the full range of all the instruments. No one in this group has it easy. All the parts are really, really difficult. And there are a lot of intricate lines that sometimes happen simultaneously. And so taking into account the acoustics of this space, the sound team, also known as Trinity Studios, is currently working their magic so that you can have the experience that we are hoping to give.
Katie Hune was the one that chose Enescu's piece. And Katie, I want to know, why did you do it?
Oh, I'm a really, really big fan of Enescu, all of his works. I first learned his first and third sonatas, and I fell in love with those pieces, and I was just like, who is this person? So as I dug deeper, I found the octet as well, and I happened to play it some years ago at a different festival, and I had always wanted to play it again. I just could never find the right time or opportunity, and Enescu's not the kind of piece you just want to play with anybody. So when Mel allowed me to pick anything I wanted, I said, I want to do this, and I need to pick the people to play it with. And so, everyone I asked said yes immediately, as soon as they heard it was Enescu Octet, because I think he has a following. I mean, he's, kind of a big deal.
He is. I think that his time is coming.
Yeah. And that work was composed really close to Verkleertennacht. They're only 1 year apart. And yet, I think those two have probably the reason it's not played as much as Verkleertennacht is because it's a very difficult piece.